Who cares about carrying a tourniquet when you can just wear one all the time? Today, we're talking about the TAQ-Strap from Alien Gear Holsters. I want to make it absolutely clear, I bought this with my own money. I was emailing back and forth with one of their reps, and my brain got the best of me and I completely forgot to respond. I've had this for a long time, so they did not pay me to make this review. They did not send me this product. I bought this months ago because I thought it was interesting and just haven't gotten around to doing a video. So this is totally unbiased. I've got no skin in this game. So long story short, the TAQ-Strap is a strap that replaces the 1.5-inch strap on your drop leg holster and turns it into a tourniquet that you wear all the time on duty. Obviously, this is geared towards military and police personnel. I'll be right up front with you. I don't think if you're just, an average everyday Joe that goes to the range, I don't think you need this. And we'll talk about why in a little bit. But this tourniquet right here is super interesting. So first and foremost, this is a ratcheting tourniquet. I'm gonna take off the holster part of this just so you can see it a little bit better. And it is a ratcheting tourniquet that is very, very reminiscent of the ratcheting medical tourniquet, which is Committee for Tactical Combat Casualty Care recommended. It is actually the exact same manufacturer for the hardware. That's M2 Inc. So they make the hardware for the TX3, the TX2, and the RMT, which are all really, really good devices. So as far as the material that went into making this, I think it's high quality. Now, let's get into the rest of it. Obviously, I've never been shot in the leg while I've been wearing this, so this is just a lot of anecdote and a lot of my thoughts on this particular product. First and foremost, I think it's really cool that a company is looking at kind of improving the mousetrap, if you will, looking at a way to kind of expand your medical capabilities on duty. So the thought behind this is you wear a strap around that drop leg holster no matter what. You have a strap down there, and that's going to interfere with normal tourniquet placement. So why not wear a tourniquet on your leg, because it's essentially the same strap, and in theory, you're not gonna notice it's there. Then, if you get shot while you're on duty, you can just reach down and ratchet it, which is going to save you time in care under fire. So if I have my gun up, I'm drawn down on a subject, they shoot me in the leg, I can just reach down, I can even keep my gun up, looking at that person and ratchet that down without having to get anything out of a pouch, put it on my leg, get it up there, anything like that. It's super, super quick. So you can get it on the side of the holster, which is what I've done here. I've just retrofitted it to a holster I already had, took off the strap I had on it, threw this guy on, or they make their own drop-down strap that you can put it on both sides. You can wear one on either leg. Now, they're pretty upfront with it. This is not going to replace your tourniquets. This is an extra capability that they are providing you, but you still need to carry a tourniquet on you, obviously, for buddy aid, or if you get shot in the upper extremities, you're gonna need something there. Plus, once you're out of the care under fire stage, they do recommend that you put another tourniquet on following TCCC standards. So the tourniquet itself is a nylon band. You have the ratcheting strap here, but where it differs from these ratcheting tourniquets is that where this one has the ratcheting mechanism or the tracks above the fabric, this one actually requires that the track is below the fabric. And you'll notice on both of these, this plastic track right here is only 1 inch wide, where the fabric strap itself is 2 inches wide. Now, people are going to point out, well, the CAT tourniquet, its internal band is only 1 inch wide as well. And obviously these are only 1 inch wide. Does it necessarily matter that it's above or below the fabric? Honestly, I don't know, but that's something to consider. That 1.5 to 2 inches is the standard for these things. And I think I misspoke. I believe this is 1.5 inches wide, actually. So my pros on this tourniquet and things that I really like about it. One, it's entering into a space that doesn't really replace anything we have. It's not trying to say it's better than anything else on the market. What it's saying is that this is one more medical capability that you can have at your fingertips. I think it is very, very expedient, and for that care under fire phase of TCCC, I think this is a pretty cool idea. I like the build quality on it. I like that they went with a known and trusted manufacturer of these components and didn't try to reinvent the wheel completely when it came to the tourniquet mechanism. I really like the ratcheting tourniquet because if you lose track of it, if you bring your hand off it, it's not going to spin around like the windlass will. It saves its place and you can return to it. Let's say you had to address a threat in front of you or something like that. So all of that I really like. Now, here are my cons. Now, these are hypothetical cons because I haven't had a failure with it. I also have not gotten shot in the leg in a combat situation ever, let alone wearing one of these. So take this with a grain of salt, but understand, kind of where I'm coming from. So the first con that I can think of, this is a pretty short drop leg. It honestly probably doesn't even need the strap in a lot of situations. I like having the strap down there just because it holds it a little bit tighter to my leg. I noticed it's pretty uncomfortable while I'm wearing it. It is not fun to wear. It is very, very rigid. So you can see right here, it's flexing and it's just not going to be as comfortable as a normal nylon strap, especially because this is so high up my leg, it kind of has to angle down. I just didn't enjoy wearing it. I didn't think it was comfortable at all. So they do make their own drop leg that has this integrated into it, and that comes a little bit farther down the leg and swivels more. So I would imagine that's going to be a little bit more comfortable. I did try it out with just the strap on the belt, and I didn't really notice it that much. It's probably just more its integration here. The second thing that I worry about, and one of the, again, hypothetical failure points, is this buckle right here. And I'm not entirely sure why they have it. Well, I know why they have it, but I kind of wish they didn't. So this buckle right here, it's just a squeeze on either side. These buckles aren't really known for being super reliable with force, pulling it apart. Not to say it will fail. They have testing that says it won't, and it never failed in my testing. So again, this is hypothetical, but I could see this being a failure point. You don't see this kind of buckle on any other Committee for Tactical Combat Casualty Care recommended tourniquets. So with that, you have this tightening mechanism here, which with this friction lock and this friction lock, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. But again, it's another potential point of failure. And then we have a second connection point that's very similar to the other tourniquets. I'm honestly not sure why this has to be here or why this has to be here. I think you could do one or the other for, a connection. This is just fed through. It's the exact same mechanism here. And then for another point of connection, you have the ratcheting strap. So I can actually take that ratcheting strap all the way out of this tourniquet. Obviously, how it's set up, that won't let me actually take it off. But you just have a lot of connection points. And the more connection points you have on something, the more chance of failure So again, it's not, proven issues. They've tested it. They haven't had any issues. I haven't had any issues there. But it just seems like a lot where it could be probably simplified just a little bit and get rid of some of these articulating points. The next con is going to be, the 1-inch plastic directly against your leg. I've seen some people set this up in their reviews, and they set this up with this band actually going under their holster. As far as I can tell in their instructions, that's incorrect, and that makes sense to me that that's incorrect. This should be against your leg. I would like to see them make this go to that 1.5-inch standard, just to, ensure its occlusion pressures are as low as possible. So, I'd like to see that. As far as the setup, it was not impossible to get set up, but this is not a super, super easy process, and the instructions aren't great. I would like to see that improved. So those are my main thoughts here. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to keep this on my rig because I'm just going to the range now as a hobbyist. I like shooting, doing all of that stuff, but I'm not on an armed team anymore. I'm not going to wear this in a professional setting. I'm an unarmed medic on a team, so if I get shot, I don't have other responsibilities to eliminate the threat. I'm just probably going to duck behind the wall, get my tourniquet out, and place it on me. But for somebody that is, in that professional setting, especially people that are solo, more rural sheriff's deputies, police officers, anything like that, where you might not have somebody else coming, buddy aid might not be a thing, and you're going to have to continue to address the threat in front of you. I think it's a cool idea to have the ability to tighten down on your leg and stop that bleeding without even taking your eyes off the subject in front of you. So I think it's a really cool idea. I don't generally like being at the bleeding edge of medicine. I like other people to test things first and find out what the issues are. That being said, since this isn't replacing something you have, it's just enhancing your capabilities, it might be worth checking out. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.